I want to introduce you to the ultra slim SWIT VANGO-70 and VANGO-100 RGB LED lights, and also tell you why you should pay attention to them. And if you haven't heard of SWIT before, not only do they make monitors, accessories and batteries, but they're also the makers of these amazing flexi panel lights. So they're extremely good at packing power into small things. Now these lights are designed for professional use, they're extremely well built, and traditionally panel lights are larger and heavier, but these are ultra slim at only 21mm. Now that's roughly the same size as my penny. I've got a penny here, look, and that's 20mm. Now this is great for filmmakers because less bulkier lights with higher output means you can still get quality lighting in smaller sets or in awkward areas, so you don't have to compromise with your choice of lighting. And the fact that they can also be powered by a V-mount battery and they're waterproof makes them even more versatile. With that being said though, if you are a YouTuber or a podcaster and you need a powerful light but something compact for your key light or a background light and you've only got a small bit of space, then this would be perfect for you too. You don't just have to be on set to use one of these, and I think they're reasonably priced for a professional quality light. Before we dive in, I just want to say that SWIT did send me these lights and they also paid me for this review. However, they did not tell me to say anything. They asked for my 100% honest feedback. So as always, I'll be talking about what I do like about these lights as well as what I think could be improved. So the SWIT Vango comes in two different versions. The Vango 70 watt 1x1 panel and the Vango 100 watt 2x1 panel, which is this one here. The 1x1 is over there, lighting this background. And although RGB lights typically aren't as bright as standard lights, they claim that the 70 watt can reach similar brightness levels as a 200 watt RGB light, and that the Vango 100 can reach brightness levels of a 300 watt RGB light. And this is because of their time division technology, which quite honestly, I have no idea what it means. Let's have a look.
2 hours later.
So basically, it's brighter than traditional RGB lights. That's all we need to know. As long as it works and it's bright enough, that's all I'm bothered about. And RGB lights like this are perfect for things like music videos. It doesn't just have to be music videos, but I say that because music videos look great with a lot of colour. The colour temperature mode ranges from 2800 to 10,000 Kelvin, which gives you so much scope over other lights, for example, that go from something like 3200 to 7000 Kelvin. And you also have control over the green and magenta shifts. There's a 3.5-inch colour display on the back panel of the light, so you can select your modes and access the settings from here easily. You can also control this via the SWIT console app, which again lets you control all the same settings as well as groups of lights. You can also save presets, and Pro mode lets you put it in standby using this little blackout switch, which I like because sometimes I like to test lights on their own. To be able to do that on the phone is great. And it's also got this cool thing where if you've got a load of lights set up, it can get quite confusing which one's which. I don't know what it's like, called select or something, and you press it and that light glows to show you which one it is. There's also a master dimmer, so you can change the output of all the lights in one go, and you can change the dimmer curve. The modes I use most frequently are CCT mode, which lets me adjust the Kelvin temperature, and HSI mode, which lets me choose any colour and then adjust the saturation and the intensity of that colour. But my favourite has to be the gel selection mode, and that lets me choose either a tungsten light at 3200 Kelvin or a daylight temperature light at 5600, and then it gives you a selection of Roscoe and Lee gel colours. So if you're used to the world of gels, you won't be missing anything here. There's also an effects mode with all your favourite effects, including cop car. Built into the panel, we have barn doors allowing you to shape the light. It supports DMX control for controlling multiple lights of different brands. There's no fan in this, so there's no fan noise whatsoever, and that's perfect for people like me who are filming in a small area, or also people that want to record podcasts and get the best possible audio quality because there's going to be no noise interfering with your microphones. Now, I've been a big fan of Godox lights because of their affordability, basically. I'm using one here with a mini softbox, and they're great. You know, they're affordable for people like myself. There's nothing wrong with them really, but when I put them against the SWIT lights, you just immediately notice there's something about the SWIT lights that just look more professional. I don't know what it is, and I haven't done anything scientific to test this. I don't know what it is, it just looks cleaner, and I feel like the colours are a little bit more balanced and there's less. There tends to be like a pinkish tone in the Godox, whereas the SWIT is a little bit more on the green side. Panel lights are usually quite harsh lights because it's an open panel like this and you can usually see all the LEDs. So you get a really harsh light. But with these SWIT lights, as you can see, there's a soft panel on the front. And in comparison with the Godox with the mini softbox, it's actually not that far off. I was really surprised. It gives you a nice soft light without having to use a softbox or diffusion. Now, if you wanted to soften this up further, you could either bounce it off a whiteboard or you could shine it through some diffusion and you're going to get even softer light. So I think it's a great option for a panel light. I love how it's got that soft panel. So let's talk about the cons of this light. In my opinion, there's only a few things that could be improved upon, but it's not a big deal because I think they might be able to address this in firmware updates or add-ons. So the first thing being, it's quite a heavy light, but not in comparison to other larger lights, so that's okay. But there's no handle on it to hold it with. So when it comes to placing the light onto a stand, for example, you've got to be very careful. If it had a handle on the top, it'd make it so much easier and I'd feel a lot safer when I'm placing the lights. Now, the knobs on the back of the control panel are great for fine-tuning your adjustments. However, if you want to go from 10% to 100%, it takes quite a while. You have to really crank it and you stood there for quite a while. But again, that might be something that they can update in a firmware. Panel lights that come with barn doors are amazing because these ones that I have don't come with them, and I don't think you can have an add-on to them yet. So I had to make my own using this cinefoil. I'll leave a link up here. It's a funny video actually. What I've seen in other lights is that you can actually slide on to the front panel a softbox, but it looks like you can take these off here. So maybe there might be a way in the future to add some sort of mechanism where you can slide in a softbox to put on to make this even softer. I think that would be amazing. Again, it's not a downside, it's more of a what else can we add to it sort of thing. And then there's the app. It's an absolutely fantastic app. It's the easiest one I've ever used to set up. It instantly recognised the lights, which is amazing. There was no messing about there. But the only thing is, if you change the settings on the light panel itself, the app doesn't recognise that settings change. If you've got it almost perfect on the panel, but you just want to make a slight tweak, you've got to start all over again with the app. So it'd be great if they could communicate with each other a little bit better. But again, that's something that could be easily fixed in an update. If you're looking for the best type of diffusion for one of these lights, I suggest checking out this video here. Or if you want to be creative and get some inspiration, then check this video out here. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.